I will call the commission meeting to order. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Western Commissioner Johnny Williams.
Present.
Presiding Commissioner Lynn Morrison.
Present. You all join me with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all very much. March the 20th, first day of spring. So we got a short meeting, but an important meeting today. First thing we need to do is approve today's agenda. We need to approve last meeting minutes, and we have a bunch of them. So I want to read those off. We have January 21st, emergency meeting, closed session. We also have January 28th, closed session. We have February 4th, regular session. We have February 25th, regular session. We have February 25th, closed session. We have March the 6th, regular session. March the 6th, closed session. March the 10th, regular session. March the 10th, closed session. March the 11th, regular session. March the 11th, closed session. And March 13th, regular session. So we are live on YouTube. And for the people that can watch it live today, welcome. And the people, we have a lot of citizens that watch our meeting, weekly meeting, on their own schedule, so they can watch it 24 hours a day. Shows you that we've had a lot of meetings, and I think, Madam Secretary, you're probably caught up with getting the minutes, and we appreciate that. Great job. We have one financial, and that is the certified court order 03-20-2025-01. It's our CART fund, January 25 term distribution, and we have just two items on the agenda and then some announcements. We will keep the order of our items for consideration, and I would ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda as stated.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Okay, we got a motion. I will second it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And we are good to go. So we got Mr. Todd here, and first item on the agenda.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What I have for you is not a major thing, but something we should do at any rate. The City of Nixa obtained some funding to help them establish some welcome signs on a couple of the major, I believe, on either side of the city on 14. The location that they would like to place one of them is on our side of the city, and they worked with a property owner in that area who's willing to split off a piece of his property so that they can put it there near the intersection of 14 and Combs. The issue is that it's a very small piece of property. Typically we wouldn't allow less than 3 acres. But what we would like to do is just have an agreement between the city and the county that acknowledges that this is a smaller than normal parcel, that we are okay with that. We understand that the parcel itself is too small to ever put a house on or anything like that, and that the city is going to reserve any deficient right-of-way from the major thoroughfare plan, so in the event those roads are expanded, the sign's not going to be in the way. And what we'll do is just simply have a copy of this agreement in with the file for the slot split. And that's really all it amounts to. It's an agreement that's been run by the attorney for the City of Nixa, and our own county council has approved the agreement as well. So we're just looking for a vote from the commission to agree to this and some signatures.
I've met with the city and Show Me Christian County and their works in helping them, and looks like it'll be a great location for that, and they really look nice. So.
We're just trying to be good neighbors and partners with our...
Have we ever done that before, make an exception like that for any of the municipalities? Just curious.
Yes, I'm sure we have. I mean, there's times when, especially with utilities, there's circumstances where there needs to be just a small tract for a utility shed or something like that, and we work with them to create those, because we understand that regulation is not there to prevent things like that from occurring, and this kind of falls into that realm.
Well, we'll see what Commissioner Williams has to say, but, I'll just kind of say this. I think it's common sense. I'm really glad that we can work together with other municipalities. Hope that this would set a standard of working together and agreeing on what we need to do to help everybody. And so I'm sure okay with this.
Yeah, I'll make the motion to approve the plat approval from the city. So
Okay.
they can put their sign in.
Great, we got a motion, I will second it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and it passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I've got 2 copies of it here.
Okay, we can go ahead and sign that now.
Yeah, if you can knock those out. We'll get signatures on the other side. Both sides. All right, here's the copy.
Okay, very good, you got that done. All right, next item on the agenda is the Gimlin Airport signage, and we've got a gentleman here today from Gimlin Airport that we've been talking to, and then Miranda's been, both Commissioner Williams, I've been talking to Miranda too. So Dave Acorn is our guest today from Gimlin Airport, and lives out there in that area, Pilot. You want to just kind of start
Yeah, I'll
off by
give you
telling us what
a
we're doing?
rundown here. Let me give you a little history first. Gimlin Airport was established back in the 1980s, mid-80s. Originally it was a grass strip. About 10-12 years ago it was paved. It is owned by an LLC called Jet Management. There are approximately 27 homeowners who live around the airport, and an additional 18 hangars that exist that are commercial hangars rented out to other pilots that don't live there. Over the years, there's been more and more traffic at the airport. Jet Management has an association that runs the airport, and I am part of that association. I am not only a homeowner on the airport, but I am the airport manager. So our officers change every 2 years, but it's been going on for quite a while. In the past, there's never really been an issue with the road and the road traffic and the aircraft traffic to the south of the airport, and that road is Galena, and it comes off of W Highway. If you don't know where it is, we're south about 3 miles on W Highway. And in the past few years, since it was paved, we've had more and more traffic on Galena. Recently, within the past 2 years, we've had some pretty close calls. The airport's a pretty safe airport as far as airports go. I fly all over the United States in my airplane and into small airports, and I think we have a pretty good one. It's lighted too, so we do have some traffic at night. Not a whole lot, but occasionally I or one of the other pilots will take off early morning or come in late at night. So the Galena Road, we recognize that that's going to be a hazard that we need to deal with, because there have been some close calls with cars driving up Galena at the same time, crossing the end of the runway at the same time that an airplane's on a final approach. At that point, if the airplane didn't see the car, it doesn't really have the ability, especially if there's a crosswind, to divert and miss the car. My wife, in fact, just had a very close call about 30 days ago. But anyway, last meeting that we had, we recognized the need for signage on that road, understanding that we don't own the easement along the road, but our airstrip goes right to the road. So I'm here today with a couple of signs that we purchased for the purpose of putting up on either side, on both sides of Galena, so that traffic from both directions can, can acknowledge or see that there's potential aircraft, they're in the flight path. A lot of pilots, most pilots try to stay well above the road, but occasionally you do get knocked down by crosswind or whatever, and so because the end of the runway is so close to the road, we would like to have the county go ahead and put some signs up, we're providing the signs, that will just alert automobiles to the potential hazard there. So I brought the signs with me, and they're the only signs that we could find that we thought would be very visible, and they're going to sit like this on a post. And then I've got another sign company building a 6x12 sign, or 6x24 sign out of white. This is reflected, by the way, that says caution. Because we couldn't find a sign that actually said, that was real visible. It said caution, approaching aircraft or low-flying aircraft. So anyway, that's what we've got. I brought them for you guys to hopefully help us out here and, put the sign up. We're happy to pay for the posts or contribute whatever labor is involved, but we would like the signs put up along Galena in the county easement, if possible. So that's by the road, but yet,
Very good. Okay, thanks, Mr. Acorn. So,
Yep.
so Miranda, you looked at these signs? You've seen these?
Yep.
Yeah. And I understand that we've done this in the past for one of the river association groups and things, but we do charge to the labor or cost to install them. Is that correct?
Yeah, we charge
Just
essentially
our
at cost. We're obviously not for profit.
Right,
So
right.
we
So,
just-
but
we- Yeah, just
it's-
invoice exactly what it took us, material.
it's not going to be a lot of money, but we need
Yeah.
to treat everybody the same in the county. So I want to make sure people understand we're not in the business of necessarily doing this, but when we get a request, we try to work with everybody and get it done. I think this is good for safety, and hopefully we never have a car and an airplane colliding. But
Yeah, and I have permission from the board to agree to, any installation costs as long as it's reasonable.
okay.
But unfortunately, I couldn't get that other portion of the sign today. It'd probably be a week or two before I get it. So I'm
Okay.
hoping that we can put them both on the same post.
Okay,
A
Miranda.
couple comments about that. And again, we're in a ballpark now where these are not federally approved anyway, which is why we're here to get these up there. But so colors mean things when they come to signs. The fact that you have a yellow diamond is already a warning in itself. Like every warning sign is yellow and a diamond.
Okay.
If you add something black and white, that gets into regulatory signs, like a speed limit sign, which means it can be enforced by law enforcement. So I think your color choice, maybe, you might want to either not
Yeah, I
get it at all
haven't, the
because
signs
it's
aren't
already
built
since...
yet, so if
Yeah.
we decide, if
You don't need it, I don't think, but if
Okay.
you want extra, I would stick with the yellow and black. Just
Well,
so
we're
you're...
mostly concerned with safety and, of course, liability. so-
Yeah, it's just the black and white gets into like a different category of sign.
Okay.
So like yellow means something.
Well,
red
why don't we
means
just
something.
forego that additional part, and if it becomes an issue later on down the road, I'll come back and ask to put the caution on top of
I think
it.
that'd be great.
But I think you make a good point, so I appreciate that.
And the number one thing that we want, to express is that the county has zero liability with
Oh, yes.
anything with the sign. The county does not, if that sign comes out of the ground, a car hits that sign, anything, but the county has no liability with that. We would just be approving to help safety measures for people to be able to see that. So we just want to make sure you understand, the
Yes,
liability
I
portion.
understand that. So, yeah, if something were to happen, the sign gets hit, pushed over, we'll, we can...
Or if a plane hits a car and didn't follow the sign, it's not a county,
And I think I'd
liability
like
behind
to
it.
be there when they are installed. Unfortunately, I'm going to be gone for a week or two here, so I don't know when you would get to this, but...
Well, yeah, I would suggest, Mr. Acorn, that when you get back, because I understand you're going to be going on a trip, when you get back, if you'll call Ms. Miranda Beatles, our county engineer, she will make a time and we'll work that out. And as Commissioner Williams said, I think that it's important to state, so we've got it in our minutes, we're going to make sure it's in our minutes, and then also make sure that the public is watching and hearing this, that we're approving this for hopefully a safety concern to make sure that we never have a problem. But
In
I'm
regards to
sure you
safety-
have insurance, your
Yeah.
association,
Yes.
and I don't know what that sign would help you with an accident, but I think it's going to help, and I hope that we never hear about an accident out there. I love the idea of having that little airport. I've lived here in this county for almost 50 years now, and that airport's been here a long time and has a lot of history, and a lot of good history. I don't think it has a lot of negative things. And
I think
stuff
we've
like that.
had 2 small accidents at the airport, and there were no fatalities. So for the most part, we have very cautious and safety-oriented pilots. I would like to make a point only, just for you guys' information. The airport serves a dual purpose, and the signs will be helpful in that regard. Whenever somebody has to be ambulanced out of that area, it has happened several times in the past where the ambulance meets the helicopter with the patient and then loads the patient from the ambulance onto the helicopter at the end of our runway right off Galena. So this will be helpful to them to know exactly where to come, because in the past they have wondered where they should pull off to meet the helicopter. So I think this will be helpful in that regard too.
Well, yeah, so your airport's a life-saving airport, and we appreciate that. But
Good.
I think if there's no more discussion, we can, so, Ms. Miranda, is there anything else that we need to discuss today before we make a motion?
Don't believe so. Sounds
Okay,
good.
thank you. I'll accept a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the airport signage.
Okay, and I will second it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and it passes.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Maybe
you
just
very
get
much.
with Miranda on scheduling that. and
Would you like me to
costs.
just leave these with you?
I can take them.
Okay. Just leave it.
I'll just give you a call when you get back. We'll start with-
And I still have your
Sounds good,
information.
sir. Have a good day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, the next item is communications, and I've got a few communications and then items to discuss and communicate, and then we'll see what Commissioner Williams has. Commissioner Jackson will be back next week. Okay, so the first thing I want to make sure, and while we've got this on YouTube, to announce we have some town hall meetings coming up that Commissioner Williams and I are doing, and these are not political town hall meetings. These are for every citizen in the county. They're all invited. Everybody's invited, and these particular town hall meetings do not have a specific item like we've had a mining issue, we've had different issues, and we have large crowds, but we're hoping we have a good attendance in each one of these. But this is any citizen that has any issue in this county. If you can think of anything that you would like to see the commission and the community work together on making our county a better place to live and raise a family, and we think our county is a good place, and we want to make it better if we can together. So that's what these meetings are about. They're actually listening posts. There's no votes and no decisions being made at these meetings. We're just listening and taking notes. They will be recorded, and so we will not miss comments that are being made. So the first one is next Thursday, March 27th at 6 p.m., and it's at the Ozark Resource Management Building. It's 1106 West Jackson. That is at the next door to the Sonic. The next one is Saturday, March the 29th, 2 days later. It's at the Nixa City Hall. It's at 9 a.m. and the Nixa City Hall's address is 715 West Mount Vernon. The next two in April, we're heading west and then we'll go east. April 10th, that is at 6 p.m. and that's in Billings at the community building, and that address is 119 Northwest Washington Street, and it's at 6 p.m. The next one is April 12th. That's at Clever at 9 a.m. That's at the Clever Library. The next month in May, we'll be doing Sparta, Chadwick, and Bruner. And we'll finish off in June at Fremont Hills, Saddlebrook, and some other municipalities. So this is opportunity for everyone in this county to be heard, and we will do our best to make sure that everyone that comes will actually have an opportunity to speak if they so desire. And I've got, for our Madam Secretary, I've got all this written down if you want that, if it's easier than taking all these notes and things like that. But I think these are very important. I've done them in the past, and they've always been very productive, and we hope that we'll get good turnout, good response, and people will be considerate to each other when they're speaking. One person speaks at a time. We'll have rules, and Commissioner Williams will be going over those rules at our meetings. So, do you have anything else that you want to say?
Communication, same thing, town hall meetings, hope we have a good turnout.
Yeah. All right, very good. If there's no other business,